and welcome back to the Don't Make This Weird podcast. Happy New Year's, you weirdos. We are so glad that you guys are here joining us, and we are so looking forward to this show. Got a lot of stuff to cover in the time that we have. I'm hanging out with just Tony tonight.
What?
Yeah, we're just hanging out.
I'm hanging out with just Heather.
But that doesn't mean that
We're crossing the streams over here with the headphones. What the hell?
I know. I was just like, what is happening? And then my hair's sticking in the microphone.
I know, right?
I can't work like this.
We got to move this over here.
Oh, yeah, I got to change.
It's getting ridiculous. Okay. So we got to go to this one.
Oh, we're way back.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
So you just cover over that.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll
figure it out.
So, yeah, we've got some shows that are coming up, and I kind of sound a little bit robotic, my friend. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, guys, representing the elderly shirt, stole it from Tony. But so on the crawlers, it says our next shows, but those aren't right. We're working on it. Survivor Girl actually will not be coming back until January 12th. So we got a little bit of time. But Tony's
when's our next show?
Man, we're so good at this. So anyway.
You would think 120, 2 episodes in?
The 9th. The 9th. There we go. So we'll be back for the Don't Make This Weird on the 9th, and Chris should be back at that time. He's doing adult things, running a store, doing all kinds of stuff like that. So he has promised that he is not quitting us. He's not breaking up with us. He wants to continue being on the show with us, and we're super glad about that. So guys, do not despair. He will be back.
The numbers are fixed finally.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. So he will be back, you guys. So bear with me and Tony as we kind of.
I think everything's working
through this.
Right, kayak.
Right.
I think everything's backed up and ready to go.
Okay.
So.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
So.
But it's not going down. Damn it.
It's not going
We're
down.
doing the full episode tonight.
Manifesting
That's
that.
right.
For this thing to stay right and keep us going live. So.
Because we're professionals.
So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Holy shit. Yes.
Holy shit. Happy New Year.
It was wow.
It was a pretty incredible New Year.
Yeah.
I took a nap before, which I really makes me feel old now. But with everything that's been happening for the past couple weeks, it has been so busy. And it's my turn to say, crazy busy.
No, insane.
Insanely
right.
busy. So I guess how was your week first? I don't want to take the spotlight there.
There's no other word to describe it. I looked up in a thesaurus.
Okay.
And it has been insane. You would think, being that the holidays and stuff like that, things would be a little, less crazy, less insane.
Why would you think that?
Right. Well, exactly. So meanwhile, the rest of us it was Christmas night. I was doing pre-production with Mitch.
Yeah, you.
It was awesome. I loved it because we're both looking at each other going, are we this insane?
You messaged me and you're like, I'm in the principal's office, and then he sends me a picture of Mitch Gill, and I'm like, Merry Christmas Eve, Mitch Gill.
Right?
Mitch Gill. So before the show, we had his show on
the 30th.
The 30th.
Yeah.
And then New Year's Eve, he had Mitch's
Get a Room Comedy Club.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
And if you guys missed that show, you're an asshole. I'm calling you out straight up.
It was packed though.
It was wall to wall, floor to ceiling, and amazing comics. It was such a great way to start ringing in the new year.
It was an incredible way. It was fun. The headliner was hilarious. Talked about her pussy a little bit more than I would have liked, but I'm not hating on you, girl. You're just confident.
When you have a name like Big Juicy,
I guess
she can talk about her pussy all she wants.
I suppose. She was shaking her ass up there, talking about Flint and wanting to move here, and I'm just like, all right, girl.
Yeah.
Show us your thing. What you got going on. Very confident lady. I enjoyed her. She was hilarious. But you know me, like I'm like.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there is nothing better than a big juicy pussy. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna correct you, but whatever.
The intern's not disagreeing with me.
He's over there just like
he's like big juicy pussy. Yeah,
he's making the smacking.
He's making the smacking.
So, but before we get into that,
motherfuckers.
Before we get into that, tell me more about your week.
So I rung in the new year with you and the rest of the friends that have become family, and it's been such an incredible way to start the new year of reestablishing goals, creating even a bigger vision to where we're going. Um, pushing ourselves to be better in 1,000 different ways. I mean,
for sure.
you and I have had several conversations leading up to the
What's next?
right, exactly.
What are we doing now?
The big 2020, and people always say hindsight is 2020, but to me, it's been about the vision that we started. What 3.5, 4 years ago now?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's been pretty crazy, a wild ride, because it was in the beginning, let's just do this. Let's just try it. And I think that a lot of people miss that mark, I kind of feel, because they're afraid to even start. Like, there's that fear.
Well,
and we were just like, we have no idea what we're doing. And we're going to be honest with that.
Walking into the aspect of what is podcast?
What is podcast you speak of?
Who is Surf Patrol?
Right.
But anyways,
right.
We did it. We stuck to it. I mean, by most stretches of imaginations, I'm 43. Nobody goes, well, guess what? I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm going to start a career doing something I have no idea how to do. I'm going to be a podcast co-host.
Right. For sure. Like,
because
what?
You're a fucking insane person.
But there's so many podcasts out there, you guys.
Right.
So many podcasts. And we're so happy that we're to be a part of it.
Right.
When we first started, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of podcasts, but I didn't know as many as I do now. You hear it for everything now. Like, even your live local news and everything, they have podcasts. Different shows have podcasts after their shows and whatnot. And that's really incredible.
Well, and it's not that, we're 122 episodes in for Don't Make This Weird. And I think it's incredible because when we started the whole podcast thing, it's similar in the aspect that a lot of the big people already had well-established podcasts because of their fame.
Right, right.
Not saying that their podcast didn't have content and so on and so forth, but we started doing this podcast. And then about a year into it, everybody jumped on the podcast bandwagon.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm going, this is kind of cool. We're finally out in front of something that we decided to go through and co-create.
Right.
And go, this is great. We have no idea what the hell we're doing, but we're doing it. And we're moving forward in the process of doing it. And now we're running Don't Make This Weird, Survivor Girl, which has got some amazing things coming up.
Right.
We've got Mitch's Fake Radio that the last episode was just
oh my God. He did it.
It's so psychotic, schizophrenic, and bipolar.
It was one of my favorite ones.
Oh my God. It was so fun to do the pre-production on. And then we have obviously the newest one to the Strange Friends family. This Is My Brain.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good information and different conversation in
God.
that podcast as well, which I really like because there's statistics and there's like facts and there's, you guys actually look through and find facts and everything.
Right.
Nate's right on it with that. He's on the computer.
Nate is amazing.
Pulling up everything, and so he said, I'm done. I am not going to be anybody else's engineer or anybody else's intern. Well, you guys go to hell.
Hold on. Let me back up and preface this. Is okay. So Nate came on cast and crew, what, 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
3 years ago?
Man, 3 years.
Around
3 now.
So anyways, this dude came to me and said, teach me. I think what you're doing is cool. I want to be part of it. I want to help out.
Yeah.
So here we are almost 3 years later, going from basically getting Jeremy Ice for his D Serono and putting away cables to right. And now an engineer and on shows.
Yeah.
Also getting ready to venture out in some new different projects and also going to be training some new interns that we have coming in.
Yeah, he is.
Which is incredible. So I have to say, everything that we've been doing has all been preparation for us to hand the torch off to a lot of different people that we've trained up and go, okay, cool. Train somebody else.
Right.
Do your own thing and be epic at it. And I got to say, I am stupidly proud of all of the accomplishments that Nate has done because he's had that stick-to-itiveness.
Yep.
to push forward and educate himself and better himself and go, literally, I can change scenes in my sleep.
Yes,
Because
he
he's
has.
sat here in the chair and
He
done
naps.
it.
Yeah, multitasking.
Not that he's bored, but it's so funny because watching him, how hard he actually works is incredible.
Yep.
It's amazing. So, yes, I'm totally singing your praises. And thank you for being
a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
All right, calm down there, B. Arthur. But no, seriously, thank you for being dedicated to everything that we're doing and even venturing into some of the areas that you've wanted to venture into. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm very super
Seriously.
excited and proud.
Absolutely.
It kind of feels like being a parent a little. But I'm proud of Dawn. Like Dawn, thank you for raising him to be such a cool kid and for being such a hard worker as well. So giving her a shout out and praises too because she's on Survivor Girl as the executive assistant and that is very helpful and appreciated.
Huge shout out to Dawn. She just did me a huge personal favor, and Dawn knows what I'm talking about.
All right, all right.
So I owe her like a kidney, part of my spleen, and if there is a good part of my liver left, I will. I got to get that to her too.
You got to get that to her. Wrap that shit up in purple.
Well, I mean, I'm already slightly preserved due to self-medicating. So
pickling.
Well, no, I wouldn't say pickling. I'd say more of slightly embalmed already. So
yeah.
You can't have copious amounts of alcohol without being slightly embalmed.
Got a couple things in chat I'm going to run over to. Kenna Butler says, hey guys, sorry I've been sick. Sorry to hear that you've been sick. Kenna, hope you're feeling better. Happy New Year to you. And I hope that this year brings you much health.
Yes.
And Candy says, hello family. Hey Candy, how's it going?
Candy.
And we got a couple other people hanging out. They haven't said anything yet. But if you guys want to, I'll mention you as we're going along. So thank you guys.
Throw something in the chat. We'll give you a shout out.
Thank you guys for joining. So quite a crazy week.
Yeah, it's been
last
insane.
End of the month. It's been just kind of crazy,
Yeah, it's so funny when catching up and recapping our week is so hard to do.
Yeah.
Because literally from one day to the next, it changes so rapidly where it's like, hey, guess what? This opportunity fell in my lap.
True.
You're not even out of bed. It's like 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So by noon,
time to grind.
Right, exactly. So by the time noon rolls around, you're like ready for that, 3 o'clock cat nap. But we don't work normal hours. We never have in this journey of doing this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it is nothing for us to roll out of bed at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and not go to bed until 2, 3 a.m. and then get up and do it all over again.
And in fact, I think my body is just like, that's what's happening. My brain, my body maybe wants to lay down a little bit longer, but my brain's like, hello, we have opportunity happening. And I don't care if you've only had 2.5 hours of sleep. You're getting up. See, enjoy some coffee.
And that's what I've been pushing myself harder and harder to do is to get better regimented sleep.
Yeah. Oh, that's so hard.
Oh, it is.
Especially if your mind wants to wake you up ahead of time. And then I go, okay, there's a reason why I'm up. What is it that I have to get done, at this time for whatever reason? And I just kind of get up and get going. Got a couple more things. Jeremy Gibbs is joining us. He got rid of the Scott. I see that. He says, I'm listening live for change, my friends. Excited to see my boy tomorrow and party and rock out at the Man Cave on Saturday.
Heather's going to be there too.
Me and Adam are coming to visit as well. So we're looking forward to ringing in the after New Year with you. Excited to see 30F play.
30F.
Not 30F. And also kind of said thank you guys. You too. So, yeah. So that's what's been happening. Is there anything else with your week?
Sorry, my daughter texted me, so I'm having...
So do you want me to go on to mine then?
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
So for this Christmas, it was pretty cool. Got to go grab my dad on Christmas Day. Adam worked a double, unfortunately, but it gave me time to go run and grab my dad and have him come and hang out. And it was pretty cool. First time in a long time that we had a Christmas together. Took him over to see the Christmas lights over at the Nichols, and that was pretty cool. Just, had time to bond and have a good time. And it was cool hearing from him how proud of me he is and everything. And, not that he doesn't say that, but anytime that he says it, it's for something new. And that is really... it's really cool to hear from him. So
Right.
plus he got a chance to come and be live in the studio on Mike last episode, and that was pretty awesome. He behaved himself. So so that was cool. So it was him and Brian and Mitch all stopped in. So if you guys missed that show, please go back and take a look because it was pretty fun. He was talking about, some experiences that he's had in life. And I like hearing those stories.
It was the best introduction. I'm just going to say.
Yeah, it was very cool. Everybody
And now
really,
for something completely different.
Right. The introduction from Brian, that was fun. And then the next day we went out to breakfast.
Yes.
To say goodbye to him as he went, because it's been 3 years since we've seen him.
Yeah.
So that was his first time actually getting to join us on the podcast.
And he finally joined the Cool Kids Club.
Yeah, he shaved. He got rid of the hair. His video was hilarious for that. Just a really down-to-earth, cool guy. He's been there for us in different times, that things that we've gone through. So it was really cool to see him. We got some pictures, put them up online. I don't think we did put them on Don't Make This Weird, though.
Did we?
I don't. Maybe they're there. I don't know. But if not, they'll get put up there.
Yeah.
So that was cool. There was just a lot of different things, getting through Christmas. I still have my tree up because I wasn't ready to take it down yet. Not me being lazy. It's just I really enjoy it.
Bah humbug.
There you go. I knew that was going to happen. We had that great debate. But Christmas was fun. Glad we got through that. New Year's, like I said, we went to Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club, and that was so fun.
Yeah.
And then the next day, we got to see or hear him on his podcast.
Yep.
And then today,
but it's the other way. It's the podcast first and then his show. Live show.
Yeah, I'm backwards here. The days, honestly, though, the days have just kind of
blurred together,
especially now that my season is actually over at Bronner's. I didn't stick on to do inventory because it was one day. So, to drive over there for just a couple hours, I was like, yeah, I might as well just have my season end,
Right.
So that's always bittersweet.
Of course it is.
I got to be a part of a different room this year, and it was really quiet, and kind of all of the people that were back in my area were really super quiet and just kind of did their thing and just kept to themselves. So, it's not that I don't like to meet people or get to know people, but that was kind of cool because I got to come in, not worry about stuff, and just get to work,
Absolutely.
For me, that's something that is needed, So that came to an end, getting ready for the Bronner's Christmas party on the 11th. Which I'm super excited for.
Are they already doing that Christmas party?
Yeah, January 11th, they're going to be having their Christmas party, and it is Christmas through the years. So, they do a thing where you can dress up or whatever, and it's going to be, Christmas theme through the years. So, that's kind of cool, too. But, yeah, so I'm to that point, and now I'm just working through getting stuff back together for what we do and the businesses and things that we're working on,
Right.
So I've been working from home, wearing PJs and just kind of chilling out.
Isn't that so nice?
It's been really great. But I am setting up my office again because I didn't have it. While I was at, Bronner's, I took it down. I had everything kind of downstairs, kind of chilling in my comfy chair. But I'm like, nah, I better separate myself and give myself a schedule and, make it. And for me, that's something really important.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have a schedule, I get so distracted. So got a lot of different things that I've decided, not resolutions.
Well, I know
goals for the year.
You had talked about some of the goals about reading more books.
Oh yeah, but I can't take credit for this. Becky had showed me that she had done a 50 book thing.
Yeah,
and I think it came down from her cousin.
Okay.
So for me, I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. I got a lot of books at home, and I continually start bringing more and more in. I'm starting to hoard more and more, but and that's the thing. Towards the end of the year,
seen
I
Narnia
have.
yet?
I don't have as much as you have, but towards the end of the year, I started doing the minimalist thing, not to the extreme extent, but starting to get rid of stuff because less stuff, less chaos, less stuff to clean, less stuff to worry about. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to take that idea. So I give credit to that and put all the books in a tote.
Just some good stuff going on. Okay. Go ahead and finish.
So got those in a tote, and I got a list written down so I can cross them off as I go.
Yeah.
And either donate them or pass them on to somebody, donate, pass, whatever, or keep, depending on how much I really love the book.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about asking our where we live at if we can put one of those little libraries, Bookshare things.
Out
too.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just an idea, just something else moving forward. But that's one of the things that I'm working towards for the year. But we'll get a little bit more into that.
I have to say, for the end of 2019, I was able to finish reading 42 books.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was pretty fucking
Donating,
awesome.
keeping? What are you doing with them?
I've actually donated the majority of those books that I've read.
Good deal.
But there are a couple that I'm going to be rereading, like the High Performance Habits.
Oh, I know you've been like raving about that one.
I'm telling you.
How many times are you on that one already?
No, it's funny. I'm actually taking my time and I'm digesting this book slowly.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good read. Like, here's the thing: there is no excuse
Yeah.
for people to educate themselves.
No.
I mean, Frank Zappa had this great quote. He said, "Look, you want a social experiment? Go to college. You want an education? Go to the library." Do you know why? Just
Free.
curious. Right.
It's free.
You literally get like a library card. In fact, I think I have mine. Hold on.
Oh, that reminds me too. After you get done with that, I got something else about the library. There's two different things I want to talk about from our library.
Yeah.
But go ahead and do your thing
I think
here.
this is my library card. No, that's my Sam's Club card.
Oh, well, that's not. I mean, you could get some books from there, but
no,
they're not free.
Oh, that's right. It's on my keychain. Never mind. Yeah.
Oh.
See, there we go.
Okay,
Nate's got his library card.
Which is an incredible thing, people.
Right.
If you can get a hold of that, there is a thing called Michigan Adventure Passes.
Yes.
That you can get from the library, and it helps with discounts at parks and museums and different things like that, which is really cool. And it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
You can check that out with your library card and anywhere in Michigan.
And they have summer reading programs. They have winter reading programs. They have classes. That's how I learned how to make beer.
Right?
I got free shit from the library. Come
free because they get a certain amount of money each year to be able to put
do
these classes on.
Right.
Pay for people to do these classes, and it's free. You can learn how to do these things. We did a wire wrap class, which I already knew.
Right.
So that was kind of hard sitting back and being like,
well,
well,
that's the thing, though.
It.
Is they also did like a gardening class, and I'm huge into gardening.
And you really learned a lot from it and took a lot from it because you've gardened ever since.
It's crazy.
Suburban gardening, right?
Gardening in suburbia.
Yeah.
But no, it's crazy. There is no reason. I mean, there's this place called audible.com. You can download the app.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it's like, I think it's like a Netflix subscription, $12 a month or $13 a month.
Okay, yeah. But you can also do that through your library for free. You can check out books, audio books, through your library.
Right. And here's the thing: is everybody's like, all right, I already pay for my Netflix subscription, so I don't have to go through and delegate the $12 a month for Audible, the app, to download an audiobook. Okay, fine. Let me show you a neat little thing. Let me go on. Oh yeah, that's right. Wait a minute, we are on YouTube. So guess what? Let me show you this. Okay, I'm gonna plug this in right now. So get it up to the camera.
I'm going to talk about what's going on in chat before we go to that. Jeremy says Bill just called with an update. He's back at the half house and doing better. What did I miss? We're just talking about the week. Yeah. And then Kenneth says I'm making goals for the year too. Goals are important. I don't think it's about the resolutions.
Okay. So look at this. All right. So I don't know if you can see that. Okay. You can tell some of my stuff that I.
Yeah.
All right.
Audio slave.
Right. So
audio song.
Right. So hit audiobook. And guess what happens?
You can get all kinds of audiobooks.
All of these audiobooks are in, look, see, right there, number 3 that I'm listening to. Because, see, I'm one of those people that if the author can't read his fucking book, guess what? I'm not reading it either. However,
you can go along with it.
You can go along with it. So if you type in High Performance Habits on YouTube for the audiobook, it is 11 hours and 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, I do a lot of mobile office stuff, right?
Those are perfect for that.
Right. They are perfect for that. Generally, my commute anywhere is anywhere from an hour to hour and a half for what I'm doing. And the great part about that, I mean, it was funny. I actually started listening to, whoops, wrong one. No, I started listening to the Wisdom of Psychopath. This is an audiobook. Well, I mean, see, that's the thing is you look at all of these and like there's little red places that you can see where I've already listened to some of these. Right.
Or if you finish whatever.
And that's the great part about that is I'm like probably a third of a way through High Performance Habits. And like the Martian audiobook.
Good stuff, huh?
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I'm like a mixture of books. Like I have all kinds of different things that I like to read. Some of the classics, some of the self-help stuff, some of the like positive, some of like some of the Bible. So it varies.
Well, you
on,
saw my
it
my
varies,
search.
Yeah, I seen that. It varies on how I'm feeling. It's just like music. I'm not stuck to one kind of genre to listen to. I like a variety of everything.
Yeah.
It just really depends on how I'm feeling, during the day or,
Right.
when I get up and whatnot. So you can get the audiobooks. There's all kinds of free audiobooks in which I've actually utilized while I was at work.
How could you not?
I mean, and that's a great thing when you're on the road, honestly,
Right.
to listen to those because you can get through a book in no time,
Mhm.
especially like you said, when you're on the road a lot. And do you know if there is any kind of like audiobook channels like on Sirius or anything? Is there anything like that?
I don't know if there's any audiobooks on XM radio or Sirius XM or any of those ones, but to me, even if there was,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you're paying what, $120 a year for the subscription there?
You see, I don't know. I've never
Well,
had
I'm just,
it, but yeah.
that's what we pay
Something
for
out there.
XM radio. And since I don't have the ability to listen to good radio uninterrupted by commercials, because
Yeah.
I fucking hate commercials. Speaking of that, we're going to be playing Mitch Gill's commercial here in a little bit. Shameless plug, but no, it's one of those things that there is no excuse to educate yourself. And I have read so many books. Once I realized I thoroughly enjoyed knowledge and reading and gaining wisdom of stuff that I had an interest in.
Yeah.
And what kicked me onto the road, because everybody was like, well, reading's for dummies. Why are you going to do that?
Oh, God.
And I was one of those kids that like learned how to read in secret because I liked D&D.
Yeah.
So I would pore over these pages and then I would have like a little pocket dictionary to understand what,
That's great.
scale mail was, because I didn't understand what that was. And it was
Right.
simply armor made out of scales,
Right.
or, a cleaver, or a shuriken, or, any like a pole arm type weapon. They had so many different names of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it was incredible because that's what I wanted to educate myself on. And it made me read more.
Oh yeah, I started out reading with my grandpa. Actually, my grandpa would be on business trips and everything. This is my dad's dad.
Yeah.
And when he'd come home, we'd do like breakfast on Sundays, and then we would go and actually read the comics, and that's how he would get me reading.
Jeremy just chimed in and said, LibriVox free classic audiobooks.
Oh, cool.
So
cool.
there's another outlet to educate yourself.
Yeah, so that's how we kind of that's how I started learning to read, because I struggled with it for a little bit growing up, and then he was like, nope, we're going to try this, and it was fun.
Yeah.
When you make something fun, you have an easier time educating yourself, and I applaud the parents who want to get books for their children and don't give up on them when they find that it's too hard or they're having a struggle with getting into reading.
I just did it out of spite because I wanted to be one of those people that just sounded like he was educated. And I failed at that because obviously I'm on a podcast called Don't Make This Weird.
Right. But when you were reading, like growing up when you were reading, did you ever like picture some actors and actresses as the characters when you're reading the books?
Oh, well, see.
Or did you just figure out like...
No. Like when I read a book, I go straight to the blockbuster thing.
Uh-huh.
Like, I mean, take the Bible, for instance, okay? I read the Bible all of the time, or I listen to the audiobook because, some words just don't make any sense to me, like the he gots and the he begats and the whatever.
Right.
I don't understand like Zebedee and none of that shit makes sense to me.
Right.
But I start playing those types of things in my head like a mafia thing.
Okay. Not surprised.
Well, but that's the thing, though. It's like familia. And then you start going down like, okay, who's the one that's paid tribute this month? And who do we need to go rough up? And, so-and-so beget so-and-so. And, hey, did that motherfucker pay tribute? Because if he didn't, we're going to go fuck him up.
Oh, my God. Only you.
But that's the thing. Like Godfather. There's a reason why that movie is so iconic.
You interested.
Right.
It keeps you interested when you kind of do that. And I remember doing that with certain books, and I can't tell you what it was at this point in time because I'm going, okay, I'm trying to remember an example of it. But it was funny because one of the books that got turned into a movie was actually who I pictured as the leading male character in it. I was like,
who is that?
See, I knew. And I told you I wouldn't remember this.
Right.
So I don't know. I couldn't tell you now. But really, I enjoy those books so that you read first and then they do become a movie because you can
Right.
compare.
Right.
Like you guys are deep into the Outlander series. And we talked a little bit about that because my
God,
kid
I
got
love
me
it.
that shirt, which I picked out.
Love that
But
series.
But back in the 90s, when those first came out by Diana Gabaldon, is the author of this.
Right, right.
My mom was huge into reading these books. I have every single one of her books that she had purchased from Diana.
Really?
And she's like, I just want you to read these because they're so good.
Right.
Well, if you look at the Outlander book, I'm talking, it is probably about that big.
Holy cow.
I mean, I'm not even kidding. And that's a little paperback.
Right, right.
And
that's the whole series? And that's the
no,
whole
that's
book.
the whole book of the Outlander. There are so many more books from her, and they're all the time travel romance.
Really?
Yeah, I have such a collection of those from my mom, and there's more out there now. So I have a lot of reading that I have to do, which I have included about 4 of those books, but they're huge.
Right.
So those are kind of like on my last of my list. Not that I'm not interested because they're great reading. But, plus now that the series came out, I was telling my dad, I was like, Mom would have been so freaking geeked about this. I would have lost talking to her probably for like months because she would have been just into watching these.
See, that's the thing is watching this series has kind of really inspired me to do more because I have tried for so long to read the books. I knew there were books and it was